Today in this video I will make a line following robot without using any Arduino. I will basically use simple ICs. Basically I will use MUX to implement the circuit of a line following robot. So for the very first step we first need to know the design specification, which will tell us the requirements which we need to meet for this project. Now basically we have a robot and I will use 4 IR sensors for to implement this. So first of all, here are the design specifications where I have written that whenever the black line, so basically the robot has to follow the black line which will be at the center. Whenever the black line turns left or right, the robot needs to turn according to the black line. So whenever the black line will go to the left, the robot needs to turn left, and when it goes to the right, the robot needs to turn right. So I have used 4 IR sensors, and also there is one logic where the robot needs to stop, and that is a T junction where there is a horizontal black line and all of the IR sensors will give us the output 0. So I have placed the sensors at the very first at the front of the car, at the front of the robot. So now basically an IR sensor will give output 0 on the black line and it will give output 1 on the white line. You can check it by simply using an ammeter, you can check it by simply measuring the output voltage at the output of the sensor by placing it on a white line and on a black line, and then measure the output voltage. So my sensor was basically the opposite to this. It was giving 1 on black line and 0 on the white line. So now keep in mind one thing, that you can make it using 2 or 3 IR sensors too, but I have used 4 IR sensors. Now our very next step is to make a truth table. So for the truth table we have used 4 IR sensors, so we have basically 4 inputs which I have named here A, B, C and D, and the outputs are left and right motors. So basically there are 2 outputs and 4 inputs. So these are the output combinations that are possible. For 0 0 means the both motors are off. For 0 1 means the right motor will turn on, the left motor will stop, which will turn the robot to the left. And 1 0 means the opposite of that, which means the left motor will run and the robot will turn right. 1 1 means both the motors are running and the robot will go forward. So here is the truth table. Here we have made the output using the possible input combinations. So first combination you can see, which is 0 0 0 0, means that the robot is on a T where all the outputs are 0. Here we have supposed the black line to be 0 and the white line to be 1. And as I told you before that my outputs were different from these, so I will tell you what I did at the end. So here you can see when the robot is on a black line, both motors are 0, output is 0, so the robot will stop. So when D is 1, which means there is some white portion to the right but there is a black portion to the left, so it means there is a left turn. So here you can see the right motor is running while the left motor is off, so it will turn to the left. So in this way you can use the combination that you require and use don't cares for the combinations you do not require. Here you can see when all the sensors are 1, which is basically there is no black line, I have made the robot to still run without even a black line. And when the input when there is the combination 0 1 1 0, which means there is 0 1 1 0 means there is black line on both sides and there is white portion at the center. For this I have still made the robot to run, because you can just imagine that if the robot goes still on, there may be some possibility that the black line comes at other combination where it comes to the center. For this you can see there is the more black line is to the right, so it will turn to the right side by moving the left motor. So these are all the combinations. You can use don't cares for the combinations you do not require. So the inputs are basically 16 possible combinations. So the outputs are also 16 for the left and 16 for the right motor. So to reduce this we have used rudimentary logic. where we have assigned the possible output combinations, as there is a D which D0, 1 and D bar for all the possible output combinations in the vertical uh, manner. Now moving on to the next step, where we have reduced the outputs. These were the outputs of the left motor and the right motor. So from 16 they have reduced to just 8 outputs. Here you can see. So basically what we have done is use the D, the force sensor, as an input. So the combinations have reduced. Now to implement this, we can basically use an 8x1 mux for each, for left motor and for right motor, which will have 8 inputs and 1 output according to the selection lines. Here you can see we have used the 8x1 muxes. Two 8x1 mux are used, where for the first 8x1 mux, which is left motor, these are the inputs, these are the 3 selection lines, and for the right, these are the inputs and these are the selection lines. These outputs will not directly go to the motor, they will go to the L298 motor driver, which is used to run the motors. So here I will tell you that the basic logic, that the truth table that I made was according to the black line being 0 and white line being 1. But what I was facing issue is that the white line was giving me 0 and the black line was giving me 1. So what I basically did was to give here not of A, not of B and not of C. So this resolved my issue. You can, if you are facing an issue, you do not want to do this, you can simply change the input, the truth table, and then you will need to change all these combinations at the input, and then you can simply give the inputs selection ABC. These are the sensors. So this is the block diagram where the IR sensors are giving us input, which goes to the muxes, and from the mux the output goes to the L298 motor driver, and that in turn runs the left or right motor. So this was the design specification of requirements and how we are going to run it. Now the next step is to implement this whole circuit on Proteus and verify the truth table. So then we can proceed on to our next step, where we will implement it on hardware. Now moving on to the next step, which is the Proteus implementation. Now here you can see both of these are the IR sensor modules, and this is the L298 motor driver. So these are not found on Proteus and can be downloaded from the engineering project website, the link of which is given in the description below. So now after that, you have when you put this inside this schematic, it will show an error when you will play, when you simulate it. It is not showing error because I have already signed the file. So whenever it shows an error, you just have to double click on it, and then you have to choose the hex file and then click on open, and then you have to press on OK, so they will work fine. So this is basically an IR sensor module. Here you can see so here we have the VCC, which is to give it the supply voltage, which basically is 5 volts, and this is the ground, and here we get our output. So the output depends on the obstacle that comes in the front, and at this place there is a potentiometer which is used to set the range of this IR proximity sensor. So here you can see after simulating it, there is a test pin which will show us if there is an obstacle in the front or not. So whenever I turn it 1, the output is 1, which means there is an obstacle, and the output is giving 1. So basically you can use it here just to make an animation of it. And here is the motor driver, and on the right side this is used to run the right motor. On the left side, these two outputs are used to move the left motor. It can also move the motors clockwise or anti-clockwise depending on the inputs. Depending on the input, if one is given over here, input 2 or input 4 will turn the motors anti-clockwise. Let me check. No, it will turn the motor clockwise. Now if I give 1 at the input 1, it will turn the motor anti-clockwise. So these two inputs are for the motor left, and these two inputs are for the motor right. Now to give it supply, we have to give a 12 volt or 9 volt supply at this input terminal, and this is the ground, and then we can take output from here of 5 volt, or we can use this as an output. Depends upon there is a it depends on the connector which is placed over here. You can remove the connector pin, and then you can take 5 volt supply from it. So now we will move on to the next step, where we can here. So we have, instead of placing those 4 IR sensors, I have used 4 inputs. These are the 4 inputs, A, B, C and D. So here you can see we can verify the input combination. So these are the two muxes, 8x1 mux, which is IC, you can see 74151. This is the motor driver. The outputs are connected to the input 2 and input 4, which will turn them anti-clockwise. So the other inputs are grounded, so we can say that the wheels are going to move in only one direction and they will stop. Here we have given the 12 volt and 5 volt supply. Here we have grounded it. The input combinations for the left motor are these, and for the right motor these are the input combinations. There is an enable to where we have to give 0 to enable it, so we have grounded that. So these are the pins A, B, C, D. This is the D bar, not of D, which will be used at the input combination. Here you can see there is D bar given and the selection A, B, C is given. Now we will run it, and now you can see for the 4 combination 0, which is a T, there is both the motors are not running. Now for the combination with A, B, C, D, the right motor is running. For the combination, so when D is 1, it means at the rightmost there is some white portion, and on the left there is 3 sensors are 0, have output 0, because there is something black underneath them. So it means the robot has to turn on the left side, so the right motor turns on. Similarly, for A to be 1, the left motor turns on, and for B and C 1, both motors turn on. So this is how it is working. So this was the Proteus implementation. We can see that our outputs are verified. Now moving on to the next step, we have to implement the circuit on breadboard. Now these are the required equipment for our project. First of all, we require a DIY robot kit. This is the robot kit that I used for my project. Now to assemble this kit, there is a very good YouTube tutorial. Here you can see this is the tutorial where he shows how you can assemble it. The link for the tutorial is given in the description below. Now the other equipment is the solder iron, which will be required for the PCB. A pair of batteries is required, a charger. Batteries are preferably 12 volt batteries are required, and a charger to check the input, to check the current. If the batteries are not able to give the correct amount of current, we can use a charger. And also batteries can get drained easily, so to first run the project, we will use a charger. So LM705 is a voltage regulator which converts voltage from 9 or 12 volt to 5 volts, and L298 is a motor driver which is used to turn the motors, and 74151 is an 8x1 mux IC. We have used 4 IR sensor modules, and there is a switch button. Breadboard, PCB, connecting wire and cell connectors are also used. Now here is the breadboard implementation of a circuit. So you can see these connecting wires. I have implemented the circuit on breadboard. So after implementing on breadboard, you can verify it by using 2 LEDs. After verification, you can move on to the next step, where you can connect a motor straight after the motor driver to verify if the motor is working fine. So here I have connected a motor at the end. Now on the I will give input to the sensor. See, I have given input, and you can see the motor is running. Here I have completed my circuit with all four motors working simultaneously, and they are all working fine, all logics are being obeyed. After implementing the circuit on breadboard, our next step is to make the PCB layout of it on Proteus. So many equipments do not have a PCB layout, so for that we have to use cell connectors. Here you can see this is the first cell connector we have used for D. These are two cell connectors which are used to implement this on breadboard, because Arduino Net motor driver is a separate module proper on which IC is attached. It has outputs and inputs, all those things. So to connect it to the PCB, we have used cell connectors. These cell connectors are going to be placed on the PCB. So here also we have used cell connectors for the IR sensors. These are the three inputs for IR sensors, and these are our muxes. So for the PCB layout, so after making the schematic layout, this is the final Proteus layout that we made. So here are basically these are two muxes. This is the NOT IC. These are the 4 IR sensor. This 8-pin cell connector is basically for the motor driver inputs. This is the 12-volt source. This is for the regulator. This is the input VCC, and this is the button. So making of PCB is a different process. It requires etching, first cutting of the board, and also making the print on the PCB. So here you can see this is our final PCB layout, which has been printed on the copper plate, which is PCB. So here you can see it is before the etching process. After etching, this was our PCB. You can see it is completely fine, and also I have drilled all the required holes. Now the next step is to attach the components and then solder them. Here, after pressing all the components, I am checking the output using two LEDs to verify the circuit, and it is working completely fine. After implementing it on PCB, I am again checking if it follows the path, and you can see it is following the path easily. Now this is my final run of the project, and you can see it was running all fine, but just smashed the valve because of its speed. Now if you give it the input slowly, then you can see it is following the line. So for this, to make it a little bit slower, we can simply use any resistance at the output where we have connected the motors, or we can give a PWM input to the motor driver. It's up to you how you can control the speed, but as you can see, it is completely following the logic and it is working all fine. And this was how you can make a line following robot without using any Arduino. So if you face any problem, do let me know. That's all from today's video.